What was the mark that God put on Cain? The Mark of Cain, dragon men, vampires, and the serpent seed coming up. I present to you a wild theory, not meant to be theology, but lots of interesting patterns and tie-ins here. Dragons are worshipped all over the world, and the constellation Draco is also known as Dracu in some cultures. So the word Dracula actually means dragon man, is known for fangs, bloodlust, extended lifespan, being a creature of the night, and cold-blooded. The punishment for Cain was twofold. He was driven from the face of the earth, and he was given a mark, also being told to wander. Were fangs and vampirism the mark of Cain? Let's dive deep. Vampires are known for having fangs and bloodlust. Cain was a murderer. He took the life and the blood of another. So by God giving him fangs and making him look like a chimeric predator, someone who's out to take life and take blood, men certainly would have been scared of him and wanted to kill him. Also, he was driven from the face of the earth. The face of the earth is a place, just as the heart of the earth is a place, which is probably inside the earth, and the face is probably this top layer here of the realm. Think how in Aquaman here, when they're talking about the surface dwellers and those who dwell on the surface, that's the face of the earth. You even see the word face and surface. So there's this whole lineage possibly that was driven from the surface, from the face of the earth, that built cities either underground, possibly even underwater, giving rise to the Atlantis underwater culture myth, or even the first pirate civilizations or beings that come from the sea, although I have another theory on that. Vampires are known for being creatures of the night. They're driven from the face of the earth during the day because they can't be in the sun, so they have to come out during the night. Living in caves or inside like a city, needing lights. Interestingly enough, the origin of the city builders are Cain and Cain's lineage. The first city was named Enoch. I wonder if Tenochtitlan, with the name Enoch right there in the middle, is one of those cities. Inside with artificial light, only coming out at night, kind of sounds like a city, which is actually the gateway into the full-fledged matrix. Snakes are also known for having fangs. The serpent seed of man, the dragon man with fangs, the vampire, the Mark of Cain possibly. A lot of the ancestors of Cain also wrestled with bloodlust. Check out Lamech's song about bragging about offing people. Kind of like when it says in the Bible, when God gets to a point where he turns people over to their sins. Also, vampires are known for having an extended lifespan. The Bible says that there's life in the blood. And the whole drinking blood thing kind of might tie in with that. It also really ties in with a false counterfeit communion, if you think about it. Also, the etymology for Dracula actually does mean son of the dragon or son of the devil. Check it out. And Vlad the Impaler, who was Dracula, was in the Order of the Dragon. Just one of many references, and lots of cultures who are dragon-worshipping and serpentine-worshipping cultures. Also, hell is said to be filled with worms. Snakes are sometimes in the form of the Illuminati worm, or the full-blown dragon. The Dragon Man. In fact, you can't even say a certain word on here that starts with an R or else. The whole Bible is the story of two seeds, the serpent seed versus the seed of the woman, which is the lineage the Messiah would come from, who in this picture that you see behind me, crushing the heel of the serpent, which is going to be the ultimate destiny. The serpent will bruise the heel, but he will crush the head of the serpent. Also, an interesting thread is the Mark of Cain, then how Cain was the enemy, and Canaan was wicked, and the Canaanites were Israel's enemies, and finally, the Mark of the Beast, which will be a renewed Mark of Cain. Future video plug on the Mark of the Beast. So after thinking about this, when I looked it up, this theory actually exists, and exists in lore, such as Legacy of Cain Defiance, and Vampire the Masquerade, which all have the common thread of the Nosferatu being Cain, or the devil, or the son of the devil, the whole serpent seed pattern. Perhaps some of the elite are the serpent seed, have breakaway civilizations, live extended lifespans, are in charge of lots of things, have cities elsewhere, ingest certain things to have extended lifespans, and have relationships with off-world entities. More mysteries to ponder. See you next time on The Savage Truth.